If you're watching this video, there's two reasons why. You either want to know why this weapon is really OP, or you're a fan of my channel. But looking at my statistics, I think you know which one you probably are. On that note, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. It will help out a ton, and it's free, and you can always unsubscribe later. Thanks, and enjoy the video. The reason the Flower of Truth is really good is because it literally costs, if I go here, and if I write Flower of Truth, costs literally 3 million coins. 3 million coins, and it has 0 requirements, which not even a floor completion, even though this is a dungeon weapon. So you can get a really overpowered weapon really early on. And that's what makes the Flower of Truth really special and really overpowered. Hey, so this is my Flower of Truth. I think it's a pretty good test for this video. So for this weapon you would want, as your Reforge, you most likely want Withered, especially if you play dungeons and you're using a baby Yeti pet. Another good thing about this weapon is it's one of the best weapons for Soul Eater to go on. Never use Ultimate Wise with this because it literally does nothing. So basically, for Reforges you want Withered, you want to add Hot Potato Blitz, probably 5 stars obviously. Soul Eater 5 preferably, because that makes a huge difference, especially when you scale up in dungeons. And that's about it. The Flower of Truth ability is to shoot a rose, and what that does is it basically shoots a rose, and it does, I don't think it does full damage, but it does a lot. It does like half of the damage. So if I hit it, it does 60k. If I shoot a missile, it does 40k, so that's pretty good. But what's really overpowered about this is it actually aims onto multiple targets, and as you saw there, the damage multiplies. So even though my max damage with the left click is 60k, I did 120k with the right click. Look there. 120k, which I think is one of the better. Okay, let's just, you know what, this is a perfect time to test it. I'm not going to use any weapon, even though this is probably not the best DPS weapon I have. And just like that, I did the most damage. I did the most damage with only a Flower of Truth, even though my best weapons are definite. For DPS, this is not the best weapon. That's the only flaw with this weapon, in my opinion, is the damage per second. But the one-shot damage by itself is really good. So I'm now in a solo floor 7 run, and I'm going to show you basically all the strengths and weaknesses of this weapon. So off the bat, I do a ton of damage. And you see how I did 4 mil? That's because of my Soul Eater. So basically I just do like way too much damage per hit. Basically this weapon is really broken for clearing. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a floor 7 frag run just to show you the role of the Flower of Truth and how it can be combined with other weapons to basically destroy dungeons. So this is probably the hardest mob. So what I do, because I don't have an eye spray yet, what I do is I just use a phantom rod to take it out real quick. The Flower of Truth, what it does is it just clears everything in one hit. It's like a one-hit machine. It basically one-shots every difficult mob, except from mini bosses, which they don't really count as a mob. They count as a boss. So why did I get 2 Frozen Adventurers? I have no idea. I don't know why I got 2 Frozen Adventurers. You know, I'm gonna just use the Phantom Rod again to just shred itself. Because the Phantom Rod actually just destroys health. And that was literally a sub Wait, that was literally 2 rooms. That was 2 rooms. Okay, I did a sub-minute frag run and I wasn't really paying attention. Cool. But now what you do for me is I just do this. Even if it's not that good, I might as well like kill it. It's fun. I don't know. If you don't have an axe or the shredded, what you would do is you would use a phantom rod and run around in circles because they can't catch up to you. But you would first kill the boss, like Bonzo or Scarf or Livid, because they can, you know, they're fast, so they kill you. And then that's it. Just like that. That was a floor 7 frag run. Now I'm gonna do it again because that literally took 2 seconds, so I'm gonna do it again. So I'm in another dungeon run, and this is still a floor 7 run, so hopefully it's not too short so I can actually showcase the Flower of Truth. So once you kill the first mob, basically, if you keep using the Flower of Truth, you one-shot everything, basically. This is probably my least favorite room because it's a new room and I don't really know it. And the mobs are all spread out and annoying. If you're an archer, then you can still use this weapon because this weapon is that OP. This weapon's like, it's like your lifesteal weapon because this gives you a lot of lifesteal. It just gives you a lot of health. Unlike the zombie swords where after you use your heals you can't really use it again. This weapon you can just spam it basically. In my opinion, the only main flaw with this weapon is the damage per second, because even though it does a lot of single target damage, because it doesn't have any like abilities that really buff its damage by a lot, it doesn't really fare to like a Livid Dagger with 100% attack speed and backstabs, or Axe of the Shredded, which has its ability which just shreds health. But the difference between them and this, so this costs literally 0 coins, but something else like an Axe of the Shredded costs 73 million. So this is probably the best weapon you can afford until you get a Livid Dagger, and these 2 weapons combined can make a really solid berserker. One